What's going on?
Hey, I'm Miss Steph 2020. My name's Stephanie. I'm 52 years old, like the last lady. I just had a birthday on Valentine's Day. My son is John Bland. My son was murdered when he was 18 years old in his half brother's aunt's house. He was shot in his face with a 357 Magnum. They said that they were playing Russian roulette was the initial story, but the story only lasted one day, and the story was printed up in the newspaper. They said that my son had shot himself in the chin, but if you look right here, his chin is completely intact, and they put it inside the in a medical report that he had shot himself in the chin, but he was shot in the cheek. So how do you take a 357 Magnum and put it on the side of you and shoot yourself in the cheek? The bullet wound in the top of the head was a little teeny little dot, but the one in the cheek was like completely blown out, which I believe he was shot up here opposed to being shot right here.
Right.
The two boys who stated that they were in the room with him, they both ran. Neither one of them was the ones who called 911 either, because I went to the police station and I requested to hear the 911 tape. And I was listening for the two boys, because if you're in the room with them, then you know what really happened.
Right.
But the brother is the one who made the phone call, and another neighbor. The brother stated in the phone call that, hurry up, I need help. My brother shot himself in the face with shot himself in the face. That's what he said. Shot himself in the face. So being as though the cops had dropped the ball, they wrote it up. They just went by what the kids were saying happened. The medical examiner also was going by the story that was told, because he wrote he shot himself in the chin. But as you see, I took that picture of my son dead on the table. And his chin is completely intact. So why did you put that inside his autopsy report? The autopsy report had somebody who called down there and gave the report that she was an aunt. She's not his aunt. They flattened tires at the funeral. They jumped his girlfriend.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's go back. When did this happen?
This 2010.
All right. So now we at the funeral. Now, who tires was flattened? Who flattened the tires? Like,
they flattened my sister's tires, and they jumped his girlfriend 6 o'clock that morning. They knocked on her door and went in her house and jumped her and trashed her house.
Who was it? Do y'all know who it was?
They had on Muslim stuff, Muslim garbs. Nobody knows who it was. See, this story, it's different. Like his death was written as a suicide opposed to a homicide, right? So anytime that I would stand up for my son, I was always turned away and told he did it to himself. You're just gonna have to accept it. But what people don't realize, I'm a domesticated mom. I'm stationary. I'm always home. So if my kids need me, they can always get to me with no problem.
Right.
And I'm always in their business, just like the other mom. I used to eavesdrop on their phone calls when they talk on the phone to anybody. I didn't care. I would just listen. I have taken guns off my son on numerous occasions. I have pulled my son off of the corner on numerous occasions. I have went and gotten my son out of trap houses, if that's what y'all want to call it, on numerous occasions. I spoke with my son because I'm very verbal. I talk to all my kids, and we're a very close-knit family.
How old was he?
So much. He was 18 years old, and he did graduate school. He was in placement for 3 years, so it's like we only knew him for 15, because during the course of the 3 years, we weren't allowed to visit him. It was a part of the program, like a military hat and boot camp type thing. But I signed him in because another friend had passed away, and I didn't want him to go down the same path. So I put him in, but the state ended up locking him in. Like he was put in from them, but I put him in. He was a menace to society. JB always fought. JB was always in trouble. JB was always bad in school. JB, he was like the menace, just a menace.
When you say menace, what you mean? Like he was into guns and drugs and all that, robbing people, shooting people. Like what was he into?
18, so he wasn't. The drug game ain't for everybody. Like the way he was in the drug game, it was like he always would mess something up. Or like one day I was in the car with him, and he said, "Mom, stop right here." And I'm like, "For what? The only one walking down the street is a crackhead. You know him?" He said, "Yeah, I'm about to beat him up. He owe me money." I said, "How can a crackhead owe you money?" You gave him something on the eye. He like, yeah. Then when he look, he's like, "Mom, you let him get away." He used to get into a lot of stuff, but he still didn't deserve to die the way that he died. It's a reason why everything's being covered up. That's how I look at it. Like the cops never. The medical examiner washed his hands. They never bagged his hands. They never checked his hands for GSR. So how y'all saying that he shot himself is
right.
no proof that he was the trigger man?
Wait, time out. They didn't do no GSR test, right? So you can't say he shot himself. If y'all don't have no gun residue on his hands, y'all ain't see he fired a gun. How can he, like this is crazy.
Ain't that deep? My youngest son, like if this can help any young people, like if they got young sons, my youngest son was in college, straight A's, 4.0 GPA. He was on the dean's list. He's currently in jail fighting 2 open gun cases because he got caught up with the wrong people and they killed all his friends while he was away in college. So when he came home, I guess he felt a need to protect himself. I really don't know, but I've been involved in a home invasion where somebody, when I was married, somebody came in my home and raped my daughter by gunpoint.
What?
I lost 3 family members in one day, all female.
Wait, hold on. Wait, time out. Wait, time out. Someone came in your home and raped your daughter at gunpoint? Was they ever arrested? Anybody caught for this?
Yeah, he's in jail. He has over 200 and something years. He got life. Because he was on a spree for like that whole week. He had stole his mom's best friend's gun and he kept robbing the what do you call this place? Like a breakfast place that had cigarettes and other stuff in there too. So he would take the cartons of cigarettes, robbing them like 2 or 3 times. You know, they was easy. It was an older Chinese lady. So he just kept doing her in. And he got caught when he did the last, was a home invasion here. He got caught after that.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Like this is crazy. Like you hear so much crazy shit in the city. Like, but these stories.
5 years after my son was murdered, my other son had a baby that looks exactly like my son, but I can't even show you him because my iPad died. I'm gonna see if I can find a picture. I can't believe I've actually tapped in because normally I would never.
Well, I mean, that's why I wanted to open it up for people to tell their stories, because sometimes, you know, this is therapy for some people. You know what I mean? Some people just hold stuff in for so long, and you know, it's a lot of stuff that, you know, you might want to talk about that, you know, people won't listen to you. Oh wow, look at little man.
He look just like him.
So how old is he? 5?
He's 5 years old. I just want to say that, huh?
That's his nephew?
That's his nephew that he never seen. His father was murdered. You heard me?
No, say it again.
Can you hear me? Can you
hear
me?
Your phone went out for a minute.
I think I already told y'all that. I told you that. It's just a sad thing. I don't think I'm ever going to get justice for him because of the way things are going. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be street justice. I don't know which one of them pulled the trigger, but one of them shot him that day in that house. I don't have no story that the detectives told me about what happened that day. I have no clue what happened that day. I heard stories. They were operating his Facebook while he was dying on the table, still fighting for his life. They were RIPing him all on the internet while he was still alive, fighting for his life. The other family tried to bury him real fast, like because they went down there because It's just so much. Wait a minute. They went down there to the grandmom and was getting information for her. So they telling me they planned this funeral. They got the person that's going to sing, the person who's going to release the doves. So I was thinking in my head, why y'all trying to bury him so quick? Like in 3 days. He's not Muslim, he's Christian. And you're not his mom. Like, it's just a whole bunch of stuff that just didn't make sense. The brother came over to visit and stole the pictures from the obituary, so I couldn't even be in my own son's obituary. It's just so.
Hold on, wait. Come back. Who did what?
His brother, the half brother who aunt house that I'm talking about.
Okay.
He stole the pictures from the obituary. I was up for 5 days sorting all the pictures out to put them in his obituary, and he came up for a visit and took the whole pile when he left, him and his girlfriend.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's a lot going on. You got a lot going on, man. Like this is like, God damn. But this is the real shit. Like we need to hear about. Like people need to hear about this shit because it's somebody else that's going through the same shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And it hurts so bad, you never get over it. People think when they kill somebody that they hurting a person. No, you're just freeing a person. That's all you're doing. The parents are left picking up the pieces, and it's a pain that is indescribable. You cannot put it in words how it feels. You don't sleep. You don't eat. You be so depressed. You cry in the street. You just cry everywhere. Wettings, traffic. I don't care where you at. You cry. It breaks you down. It's a mental thing. You feel like you let your kid down because you didn't protect them. You feel like, y'all don't know. I hold it in so much that it's kind of hard to explain it to you in words. That's how much I hold it in. Especially when you keep on telling them that I know him. Our character, all of us, we're fighters in this family. Suicide is not an option. That's why when I heard them say that, I said, I need to know more about this story. When I went down to the police station and I asked them, I said, can I see the gun that he shot himself with? He said, I can't show you that gun, but I can show you one that's like it. So when he went and got it, and the nose on it was so long, I said, that's a revolver? He said, yeah. I said, no. He wouldn't have put that to his face. He wasn't that type. You see his teeth? He wouldn't have never. Can you see him? He wouldn't have never. Not to his face, probably playing with somebody else. He'll put it up to them because that's how he was, but never himself.
Right.
Never himself. And it's like no matter what I'm telling them, they're telling me, and ain't nothing I can do. Why? Because they dropped the ball. They got the paperwork all mixed up and messed up. They done wrote inside their autopsy report that he shot himself in his chin, and when his chin is completely intact, they don't know I have these pictures of him on the table. They have no clue. I look at it like this. Like the other young lady, I forgave the killers as well. You can't be settled within yourself if you can't forgive them. Like you'll just rot. It'll make you rot. You'll be mentally messed up forever. What I did was I paced the floors and I say, I forgive. I would say their names. And then I'd be like, oh my God, no the fuck I don't. Like it's a mental, it take you through so many extremes from that pain. That pain is, if these kids knew, they wouldn't do it. And the thing is, we in 2021 now. They're going to have to start paying for what they do judicially, not streetwise. Why? Because the cops have been neglecting locking people up and making them pay for what they do. They got them out here knocking each other off. I don't know, Ikey. It's just
this is a
much.
lot. Yeah,
it's
like
so
this is a lot. Like some people were saying, did you get a private investigator? Did you get another set of eyes on the case? Like, but it's,
no, I didn't get a private investigator, but somebody told me that's what I should do, but I didn't think they was real.
No, they definitely real. And a lot of families have told me like they don't trust the detectives in the city. They got private investigators on the case, and that's how some of the murders got solved as well. But with this case right here, we already know it's some bullshit from the rip. Like Russian roulette, 18 years old playing Russian roulette. Like, come on with the dumb shit.
Listen to this. I'm sorry, you only heard that story for one day. when I would have him on my shirt, they'd be like, yo, you know him? And I'd be like, that's my son. They'd be like, damn, that was my homie. That's the boy that they set up. That's the boy that got killed. Huh? That's all you would ever hear after that. They set him up. They set him up. It's just, you don't know what to think when it comes to that, because you be in so much pain that when people say you don't do nothing about it, it's so hard to even focus when you're in that type of pain. That pain, the only way another person could know what it feel like is they would have to lose a kid. It ain't no other way to know how we feel. There's no other way.
Yeah.
And it's the hardest, excruciating pain you ever felt in your life. I hated waking up. When he first died and I went to sleep, when I could finally fall asleep and I wake up, the first thing you know is you just go into anxiety attack, like he really going. And it's just, it's hard for the watch the siblings go through it when they cry and they break down. On your strong days might not be one of their strong days, and then they breaking down and then it breaks you down. Every woman that I watch come on the platforms and they talk about their kids, I be like, I can't do it. I be like, no. But then at night I'm sitting here, I'm listening to her, and I was like, you got to speak up for your kid too. He count. I don't care how many years went by, because a lot of people say, let him rest in peace. Like, stop bringing him up and all that. And I'm looking like,
That's
what
your
is
baby.
that? Right. I knew him. That's what I'm trying to, I know him. That's another thing. You can't tell me how my kid was that he would play a game, but I know that's not his forte. He wouldn't play Russian roulette at all. Not knowing that, knowing he can't control the bullet when it comes, he don't know which one it is. Who would play that game? But somebody crazy. It's just,
It's fucked up that they ruled it a suicide. It's ruled a suicide.
It's ruled a suicide. He wasn't nothing like that. I wish that iPad didn't die. I would have showed you the pictures of him. You would look at him and tell he would never. It's not an option. We're not like that. We fighters to the death of us. Everybody in this family could fight. That's what I always say too. Everybody in this family could fight. He wasn't like that. And he wouldn't die right away. That's another thing. If you seen the condition he was in, right?
Mm.
He was still alive in this condition right here with no machine. Still alive. And they kept saying, I've been a doctor for 30-something years. I don't know what the fight about. What fight is about. This kid can't live with these injuries. And I'm thinking in my mind, well, if he is living with the injuries,
Right.
why y'all not, why you ain't trying to help him? But the way he looked, they had told me he was paralyzed on the whole left side of his body. It had blown out all his teeth, but they blew out in sets of threes. It was big, but it traveled from here, opened up to the mouth. His brains was coming out his nose. Blood was leaking real bad out the back of his head. It was really no way. And he was left-handed. So if you shut down the whole left side of his body, that's like a vegetable.
Right.
And he was a very, very, very extremely lively person. Anybody who knew JB know that he was really a happy person who loved life and all that. And another thing, for somebody to have been able to get that close to shoot him with a gun that's that big, you had to know him. Y'all had to been close. It's no way. So either one of them friends did it or his brother did it, and I said it. One of them people in that house that day shot my son in his face with that gun. He wouldn't have never shot himself.
So
Never.
it was two people, two other people in the house with him.
7, and in and out all day like drug trafficking. 7. It was 7 people present at the time. Either one of them in there did it and they ain't telling, or either somebody came in there and did it and y'all not telling. But one of the stories I heard, they weren't there for him. They was there for somebody else, and he's the one who stood up, which I know that's his character.
So all of them still alive? Everybody who's in the house still alive? Nobody been killed or nothing since then?
Who died? No, they all alive. They've been getting shot at and stuff, or some of them been shot, but they all alive. Mm. But a lot of people from their crew, like their big crew, died. I don't know, Ikey.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is this
without no
is
unity, these kids ain't going to want to listen to nobody. They got to respect who's talking to them.
right.
They really do. Whoever talks to these young kids, they have to have a strong impact on them. Because other than that, they don't want to hear it. It's the drugs. Then a lot of them, they throw away kids. They parents don't fuck with them. They got a living mother and a father. Like my son who's in jail right now, he's in jail from hanging around his cousin who parents don't deal with him. I told him, you and him don't have the same background. As much as you love him, it's some people you just cannot be with no matter what.
Right.
No matter what. Because I told him he's a magnet for the police. 30 minutes later, I get the phone call. He in jail. Well, where you at? He said, oh, I'm at the studio. Oh, wow. He been in jail ever since. I haven't been able to hug my son in over a year. And like I said, we're a very close-knit family. We like this. Everybody. A whole year. And when I talked to him today, I told him that. Like I said, I really miss you. It's just sad. COVID, the inmates is in there 4 in the cell at a time. They could
How much
only
time he
come out.
got?
They ain't sentenced him yet. They both open. He went to court today and his motion was denied. So he goes back to court in 2 more weeks. I feel bad for him because he's a good kid and he don't belong where yet, but evidently he do because it was decreed. He's in there. And he already did a year. Yep. And that's you know that's sad too, because why you wait till you an adult to fuck up? You had your whole juvenile years to do the dirt. You gonna wait till you a man to do this? I'm disappointed. I can't tell no lie. I'm not saying he perfect or he should be perfect, but damn, straight A's in college. You know how hard that is in this day and time? A 4.0, come on, straight A's, dean's list, working in the office, and now you in somebody's jail cell fighting 2 gun cases, open gun cases, during COVID-19. Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy. So he got 2 gun cases? Dang.
Fighting in there, 2 chips. And he's another one that has a very beautiful smile, too. It's just, it's nothing you could do but have faith in some of these cases, because some of the kids, no matter what you do or say, they ain't going to listen. They're highly influenced by the streets. The streets got them. And a lot of these old heads do put these young boys on, too. I feel disrespected if you give my son any drugs to have him sell for you. Right. I feel really disrespected. Take your boys and put them out there, not mine.
That's what a lot of the old boys doing, though, because, you know, I tell them all the time, like, most of these old heads, they pussy. Like, they ain't never bust their gun. They ain't never sell no drugs. So they want to live through the young boys, right? So they'll get the young boys the drugs, get the young boys the guns, because they ain't never do that shit. Then when they die, get killed, they sit back laughing with their old nut asses. You feel what I'm saying? These niggas out of pocket, man.
Since when did everybody become a killer? That's another thing. Anybody will take somebody's life. Like, that shit is crazy. Anybody. And you're really crazy if you'll kill somebody's kid, like an infant, a little baby, a kid, period. But an infant, you really got to be some kind of special. I don't know. I just know with my son, his situation, I needed change from suicide to homicide, so that's what I'm going to fight for. And far as the ones who did that to him, they're wanderers is how I look at them. I'm going to let nature take its course.
Well, whatever we can do to help you out, you know, just let me know what's going on, because this is fucked up. Like, this been 10 years. Like, we going on 11 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? And once they rule it as a suicide, it's like,
a closed
they look at
case.
us like, yeah, because you know how people, they believe the medical examiner, they believe the detectives, they believe the motherfucking judges in the courts.
I wish I had the autopsy report so that I could have matched that with the picture, so that you would be able to see that if they wrote he shot himself in his chin, really inside this autopsy report, and his chin is completely intact. Like, what is that? Would make me really think, what is this really about?
Right.
You washed his hands. You didn't check for gunshot residue, and then they saying, well, why would they do something like that? They did it because they skipped the first step. Come on now. Y'all ruled it a suicide without even looking into nobody. You know what I'm saying? They went by the story that was initially told by the brother who was not present in the room. And another thing, when I was listening on the tape and I heard it was the brother, go get me a towel. They were walking so slow to go get this towel. And I'm thinking, my son dying, and you can hear their footsteps like this. What? I said, with time being of the essence, do you hear how they're walking? They wanted him to die. That's how I look at that. One of them shot him, and that's the truth. One of them shot my son that day, Wednesday, March the 24th, 2010.
Damn, that's the day after my birthday.
Oh, get out.
Yeah. Birthday, March 23rd. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man. But this whole story is crazy. I think, was one of them related to a detective or somebody, like in the official or something? Because it sounds like this a whole cover-up. Like,
listen, I really believe that they were, because I remember one of them saying to me that we had pizza when they took us down there and questioned us. We ate pizza and they let us go. That's what he told me. We ate pizza and we fed us good. The way they were acting wasn't more like family members, because I look at other baby mom family. I looked at them as family too, you know, because of the brothers being so close.
right.
Come on now. It's just, and you can see why they would want to cover it up too, because they don't want the cops all in their business with the house.
Right.
And how their family. The other baby mom family. So why would they tell? They gotta protect themselves. He died in their house.
Yeah, it's a lot going on. Like it's like this shit definitely need to be investigated. I'm just fucked up because it's been so long. Like this is damn near 11 years. You feel me? And it's, and you know, just like somebody commented on this.
All the detectives out. I don't know if you know about that. You know, they shift the 18th district out into Northeast and brought the Northeast to the 18th district.
Oh, 55th and Pine. No,
I
didn't know that.
If you notice, you only see John Walker. That's the main detective you always see. So where's the rest of them at? I see him on the news at every murder. There's so many that them piled up by now. It's nothing they can really do, and that's the truth. This is 500 people. You got to find out, like looking for a needle in a haystack. And I'm not the only mom who don't know what happened to her kid, neither.
No, you definitely not.
Yep, and a lot of them autopsy reports, a lot of them are falsified documentation. A lot of them.
Yeah, this is fucked up. It's a fucked up situation, man. Anybody who listening, man, I will need y'all to reach out to Miss Steph, whatever help y'all can provide her with, wherever y'all can, you know, let her know who to call, who to go see or whatever, because at the end of the day, this is some bullshit. Like, y'all know this young boy ain't kill himself. Like, and this fucked up.
Like that. My son wasn't nothing like that, which is the truth. He always was fighting. If you look at any of his juvenile records, all of them are fighting. All of them was him assaulting somebody. He's defending in everything, every time. I ain't saying he was the best kid, but he really wasn't the worst. Like, he had a loving side to him too, just like everybody else. It's just he was a misguided missile. When you had kids, like I had 4 kids, so my first 2 was raised one way, and the second 2 was raised totally different. I was younger when I had my first kids, so yeah, everything was fight, fight, fight. It was like, you fuck with them, fight them back. I always had them fighting, but the younger 2, it was no fighting, no verbal abuse, no mental abuse. The other 2, they was around cursing, fighting. It's a big difference. And the difference really showed, because the one that passed away, he was really wild in the streets. And then my daughter, who was my first child, is very extremely disrespectful. That's another thing. A lot of these young girls out here think that somebody owed them just because you was raised one way. You think that your mom should take care of you forever. No. That's just a stepping stone. If you overstayed your time at home, you should appreciate that, is how I look at that. Because you could have been thrown out into the world, into the wolves. And how I got her out was I kicked her out 4 o'clock in the morning with 3 little kids. Goodbye. Damn. Yes, calling me all kinds of bitches. Goodbye.
Yeah, that's too much. You got to put your foot down.
Yep. especially all that I went through. You don't want nobody to be inflicting no more pain on you. I got you cursing me out when I'm the one going to work and all you doing is parlaying at home making kids. You lost your mind.
Right.
Not to talk about it like that, but I'm just saying it's a part of everything.
It'll be grown-ups. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to be an adult. I mean, ain't no looking back. Like, we ain't no fucking kids.
Nope.
Shit crazy.
Not at all.
Well, listen, anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here? Because I just want, you know, whatever you could get some help, because this is fucked up. You know, this is my first time hearing the story. I didn't even know all this shit was going on.
I never talk about it. I just keep it inside. I don't talk about it to nobody. I just think about it at night and I sort it out on my own. I try like to bury it. It's crazy to say that, but that's what I try to do to keep the pain low. Like, you see how Oskino is mourning? Yeah. He's showing people how I really feel. When I watch him, I'm like, oh my God, like, because I can feel his pain. Anybody who loses a child, you can feel how they feel, the energy of it. All they gotta do is tell their story and the truth about the matter, and that shit will break you down. It really will.
That's why I was just telling Miss Gina before you.
Down.
Like,
say that again.
I was just telling Miss Gina before you, like, you know, only a mother who lost a child know what you go through. Like, I don't know. I haven't lost a child. So when people say that shit, well, I know what you're going through. No, the fuck you don't. You don't know. You haven't lost a child, so shut the fuck up.
No. And it's a guilt thing. When that guilt hit, because every parent goes through that when they feel like, damn, I shoulda, woulda, coulda this. Everything I believe happens through the God's divine planning. Like, it went exactly how it was supposed to go. I believe he knew his purpose, because before he died, we lay in my bed. We knew. I kept telling him, like, somebody gonna kill you. I could feel it. And he kept saying, Mom, I ain't gonna lie. He said, I know I'm gonna die, but I ain't scared to die. I think he was born to die. Like, everybody has a purpose, and all the mothers who lost a child, it's more of us. It's even some that may be on this live that may experience this. We are all put in this situation to fight for whatever cause it is. You die from cancer, you're fighting for the cause of cancer. You're fighting for violence, you're fighting for lupus. It's all different causes. I believe that he was born to die, and I was supposed to step up to save other people's lives. It's like a sacrifice, even though it may sound kind of crazy, but the mothers who lost kids are the ones who are trying to save the mothers who have kids, children, if that makes sense.
No, I understand what you're saying. I definitely listen. I definitely understand what you're saying at the end of the day, because it's I mean, you a mother, like I tell people, like, I can't tell a mother how to feel or what to say. Like, I've never been through that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, you know what you feel, like, you know your child. Like, you know what I'm saying? A mother's intuition. A mother knows. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
They need to put the guns down, and mothers do need to stop being friends with their kids, smoking with them and all that, and that gossiping and anything that's immature on their level. They had to put a barrier. You got to put a barrier, seriously. And a lot of these kids not going to make it if the parents don't get them. Because a lot of parents, they are worn down from chasing these kids around and trying to tell them. They got their own minds. They individuals. And when they hit a certain age, they feel like you can't tell them nothing. So sometimes the only thing you can do is let them go and pray, or you're going to drag yourself, do some unnecessary shit, which is the truth. He had me in court 6 times in 1 month. I used to cry over him that I couldn't take it. I used to cry and say, God, this world ain't big enough for me and him. I can't do it no more. I couldn't take him on plenty of periods because of the things he would do. He would break the neighbor's nose over here. Then after you go around and talk to their parents, he crossed the street fighting the other boy. He fought his whole entire life. That's all. He never lost neither.
That's why they needed that gun. That's why they needed that gun.
He had, once the tattoos came, I knew I was in trouble too, because he got my name tatted on his neck, and I said, don't get no more. The next day he got the grandma. I was like, oh my God. He was the one that the more you would tell not to do something, he was defiant and he would do it anyway. And he told me right before he died, he said, Mom, if something happened to me, he said, live your life. He said, Big Steph, I live my life. He said, I'm living my life like it's golden. He always had to throw something in, like, to, you know, make you laugh. He was the livelihood of the family. He was the protector, too. Ever since he was a young boy, real young, probably around 5 or 6, we was walking on 52nd Street. You know how the Muslim guys be out there, they sell the sneakers on the stand. He see them all crowded around. So he walked behind me and he said, don't look at my mom butt old heads. He was like, don't disrespect me. So they was like, what? And he was like, you heard me. Don't look at my mom, old head. Don't disrespect me. He was like, oh, you think you tough. So a little boy walking by, he was like, I got somebody for you. So my son was like, where are you? He was like, right there. My son started punching on the little boy. I was like, oh my God. So he grabbed him and I said, you did that. You better square that away with his mom. But he was something else. He was a gun. I miss him greatly. And I lost so many people after him. So at some period in time, you become kind of numb to it. And because it's happening too frequently, I think. And when you know a lot of people, which I know a lot of people, you're going to be affected by so much that you wish you didn't take in. I wish I didn't know as many people as I know because of that.
Right.
I'm trying to get out anything I could get out because
Right, take your time, take your time.
And I just want to say that you only get one mom, and a lot of kids,
That's right.
they treat their mom like shit. I don't care what your parents, your mom, your dad, your grandma, anybody in your family do to you. You should still love them. You don't have to like them, but life is really too short to be out here hating. It's so much easier to love than to hate, and love feels so good compared to hate. It takes so much energy to hate. That's all I got to say, I guess.
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on, everything like that. Anybody who want to reach out to Miss Steph, you know, y'all can reach out to her, do whatever y'all need to do, man. But I just think at the end of the day, man, you know what's in your heart at the end of the day. So, yeah, like, I mean, whatever going to work out is going to work out, man. Like, we ain't going to sit here and dwell on the past and nothing like that.
Right.
But if you feel as though you need to do something, you know, that's what's going to happen. So anything you need me to do, I'm here. Like, if I can help you out with anything, just let me know.
I want to change his record because I know that's not true. It ain't nothing I could do for us to kill his wife. Nothing's going to bring them back. Nothing you do. I'm killing them or getting them killed.
Right.
None of that works. None of that stuff works. You don't feel no better.
We probably have to work on getting his body exhumed and all that, and then getting the medical examiner to do another.
They can't. I donated his organs, so they can't.
Oh, you already went through that?
No, I had donated his organs, so he's.
Right,
that's how I know they didn't do an autopsy too.
Oh yeah, if you donated his organs and all that, I mean, so they said they can't exhume his body.
I never tried to get his body exhumed, but it's nothing left. But 10 years, he's probably deteriorated by now. It's been 10 years. And his organs was donated, which means that he's probably was a shell. They probably took everything.
Yeah,
you know, they act like they probably going for one thing, but if they got the opportunity, they're going to take it all. They get a lot of money for it.
They take people organs who not organ donors. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I regret it now, though. Even though they let us know who we donated to and what it did for them, I don't care about that. I shouldn't have did it.
I think you still, if you can, try to find out if you can, because, like, if it was a gunshot to the face, that's all they could do. Like, the autopsy just going to let you know where the bullet wound came at. I mean, if it came through the top, of course he ain't shoot himself. It may if it came through the top of his head, if it came through the back of his head, they don't need his body. Like, they don't got to do nothing with his body. They just need his skull and his, to find out what's going on. So I think they still can exhume his body and find out, where the bullet came in at or where it went out at and all that.
What I got from it, Philly don't care. Philly fucked up. The system has failed so drastically that I won't say beyond repair, but it's going to take some time to get this shit right. Seriously. What these kids don't know, the more y'all killing, you new killers is the one that's going to get caught up in the shit. For real, for real. Keep on doing it. Look at my son. He's in there for the 2 gun cases. Look what COVID did. It kept him in there. And you put yourself in there. You know what I'm saying? He put himself in that predicament.
Yeah.
He got to suffer the consequences, I guess. We can't rush it. I wish I could. I pray for him.
You gotta live and learn. That's how old is he?
He does. He 18. No, he 23. Got me 18.
Yeah, well, he's still young boy. He still got his whole life ahead of him. Like, I mean, he got time to get that shit right. You know what I mean? Little gun case, whatever. He spanked them Jones, he'd be cool. But if not, he got cases. He got priors.
No, I'm telling you, he was a good kid all the way through. I don't understand it.
They fuck around giving probation or something for them guns. Like I'm saying, I don't know. Like I mean,
it ain't sweet like that no more because of what's going on. Like they cracking down now. That's what I'm saying. So anybody who out here doing something now, you gonna get caught up in that shit, and you ain't gonna like it.
Attorney. He got to pay the attorney.
Make an example out of somebody.
Do he got to pay the attorney?
Yes.
Yeah. He got to pay the attorney. Ain't no way in the world they're going to try to roof him for no guns. Like, I don't give a fuck.
He said the attorney fought real hard today. He had court today.
Yeah.
The attorney, he fought real hard for him, but it's really nothing he could do because.
He got an aggravated assault shooting with the guns. We just got possession of the firearm.
Possession.
Yeah. So, I mean, he should be all right with that shit. Like, I mean, as long as he ain't got no prior felonies or nothing, like I'm saying, the feds can't come grab him up. Yeah.
They don't go by character witness, like a character witness no more. Like when somebody talks about the person's background, shouldn't that count for something?
Absolutely.
They acting like that don't got nothing to do with it.
Well,
crazy.
That's fucked up. I appreciate you coming on, Miss Steph, telling your story and everything like that, man. We're gonna see what we can do to help y'all out, man. We had 2 great conversations tonight, man, with these moms, man. And
thank you, Ikey. I appreciate all that you do, and that name fits your ass to the T.
Yeah, like that's me. Like I don't do nothing else, man. I ain't here to fake for the people, none of that, man. Like I don't give a fuck. Like people always, I'm not trying to impress nobody. I ain't trying to get no fucking followers. I don't give a fuck about these people that follow the page, none of that shit. Like if you fuck with me, I fuck with you. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Like I mean, I'm here to help the people. That's what I'm about, man. Just
you really are.
And Miss Gina, I'm on Curtis Jones' ass. Like Miss Gina, that's what for you. That bullshit Curtis Jones did. Oh no, I'm gonna show people. He gonna make that right. He gonna make that shit right. Fuck all that.
It's so disappointing. People don't know once this happened to you, it's like nothing else could really hurt you, but shit make you angry. It be so much bottled up inside of you. It's nothing you could do about it. Like really nothing.
Right. It's just
once that line go flat, that's it. That's really
the frustration. And then it feel like nobody want to help you out. Nobody want to do nothing. Like I be telling people all the time, I say, look, out of the 500 murders last year, I probably talked about 350 of those families. Like somebody in those families. Like real shit. Either DM me, text me, call me, email, whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? I probably ain't post a picture, but they call me like, look, can you help me out? Can you do something? Can you say like what's going on? But you know, at the end of the day, we find out most of the cases would be some bullshit going on. And I'm not getting involved in some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So, but it's so fucked up that you get to talk to that many people who lost a loved one. You feel what I'm saying? And people ask me all the time, damn, Ike, you ever think about getting counseling? Like, you ever think about, like, going to go talk to somebody? Because
I was going to ask you that. Do you be taking that in? Because, you know, the energy. You can get energy or fuck you up.
Nah, like, it do sometimes. Like, sometimes it get to me because, you know, some people think like, oh, Ikey Raw, he a street nigga, he talking, do this. So if they sons out here doing some crazy shit, they want to tell me like, jump, oh yeah, but then, you know, I do the investigation like, well, no, your son got killed because he shot such and such. Oh, well, no, you know, I ain't tell you to look into that. What the fuck you thought I was going to do?
Yeah, like, that's all a part of it.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta tell everything he did. With him, my son was all over though. That's another thing. He went wherever he wanted to go. And when he was young, they would meet up down 40th Street and fight different people from Lansdowne Avenue and stuff like that, from different parts of the city. They meet up every Friday and go down there and fight. When they used to have those mobs, that's what you call a flash mob.
Yeah.
He used to fight in the flash mobs. Like, he was always a part of the action. But the way he went out, I believe, to me, what I think happened was that he stood up for somebody else in their house and he ain't had no gun on him. I prayed the gun out of his hand on numerous occasions. And I had a talk with him. I asked him, I said, Jay, could you ever kill a nigga? He said, yeah, if I got to. And I said, okay.
Dang.
Could you live with it? He said, hold up, Big Steph, let me think of it. He said, no. And once he said that, I was like, don't ever. I pray the gun out his hand. But then again, I regret that sometimes too, because of the way it turned out, you know?
Yeah.
So you don't know what to do. And I took plenty of guns from him on plenty of occasions, like I said. And when he was real young, like he's the part of the older two kids, I used to buy him a bunch of guns when he was little. I used to like them, especially if they look like the real ones, especially if you could take the clips out and all that. I would buy him all kinds of guns. And then they had this thing where you bring your kids' toy guns to the police station and you could replace them with books. So we went and did that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna respond to the boy Billy, because he said at the end of the day we just gonna keep drilling because they keep sliding. Niggas don't care when we try to leave it alone. So it is what it is. And I talk to a lot of youngins and they say the same shit. OG.
That's true. They push your hand. They force your hand. That's so true.
They say, I don't want to be out here doing this, but I'm going to go drop my daughter off. They shooting at me. I'm going to the store for my mom.
He not lying. That's so true. They force your hand. This generation is a different kind. I mean, they laugh at other people getting hurt. I never seen nothing so cruel in my life like how this generation right here is. It's deep. And to make you kind of think, what's coming after them? If this what they doing, I can imagine what the next generation is going to be doing. But if you think about it too, the world is overly populated. Everybody's having sex out of wedlock, which is a sin, right? This world just filling up with people. Some of the earth has to die. Some of the people on the earth has to die for other people to come in. They coming in. If you ever seen the summer streets, how crowded they be, the whole block, you like, God damn, it's a lot of people. All these babies being born, and I'm tired of these people putting that God first inside them bios and out here killing people. That's in the 10 Commandments that thou shalt not kill. It's a sin. So how you putting God first if you could take somebody's life? And I don't understand how they don't know how precious life is. Life starts as small as a dot a period at the end of a sentence and forms into a beautiful human being at the 9 months. And another thing, as mothers, we are the only ones who could carry them kids for 9 months and ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. We carry them in there. You can't carry them. Nobody else can't carry a baby. Us mothers carry them. So we feel different when we lose a child. It hits us harder than anybody. Some people say, I feel the same as you. I feel worse than you. You could never.
Right.
You could never. I bonded with him way before he even got here.
Yeah. Yep. That's what Miss Gina said. She just said that earlier. She said, look, I've known you 9 months before everybody. So you want to raise your hand to me? I know you. It's a different, and that's true too. Like my daughter, I don't hit her because I do practice the abuses. No verbal abuse, no physical abuse, and no mental abuse. I really believe in that. Why? I was in a 10-year physically abusive relationship, left him, got into another relationship with somebody else, and was married for 10 years with somebody who was verbally abusive. So I know that it's wrong. Somebody could beat you down. You know, words could beat you down so bad. And then once you learn that that's what it is, oh, he's verbally abusive. Oh, he's physically abusive. You know what to watch out for. In next relationships, I don't tolerate it. Only thing I can say is these kids need
Unity, like it has to be somebody powerful, a powerful impact, a very powerful impact, like in a way that it's broken down where they wouldn't want to hurt nobody.
Right.
And like you said, forcing a hand is one of the main reasons why this shit be going down out here. It's no lie.
Yeah, it
no
is.
lie.
A lot of these people, like, and I ain't gonna go say young boys because you know it's a lot of old dudes too. They tell me all the time they don't want to be doing this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I gotta protect myself. You understand what I'm saying? And I understand that shit. You feel what I mean?
Me too. Me too. Ain't nobody fighting no more. And I don't think that to put the guns down and fight over is a good idea either. I don't. That's fighting. That's physical. That's violent. Criminal to me. I don't think boxing it out is a good idea neither. I like watching it, yeah, for the sport of it, but I just don't know. That ain't gonna settle it.
At this point in time, I'd rather watch 10 niggas box it out than watch 10 niggas shoot it out. You feel what I'm saying?
I'd rather see them box it out.
Because at the end of the day, y'all could put some ice on y'all bruises, go smoke an L together, talk that shit, you lip busted, whatever, y'all niggas still alive. You feel? Because that's how we used to do back in the day. I'll rumble all day. We gonna rumble all day. I ain't trying to shoot you. You ain't trying to shoot me.
We'll fight and be jumping ropes.
Cool after that.
Later. That's the truth.
Yeah. But nowadays it's like everybody want to kill somebody because they want to see their work on No Gun Zone. They want to see their work on my page. They want to see their work on the news. Like, oh, that's my work. I did that. Yeah. And that's the nut shit that be going on.
Being locked up for the crimes is what's missing out the equation. They used to go to jail back in our days when they did shit and got caught.
Yeah.
Nowadays, nobody gets caught, so everybody thinks that is sweet. It's terrible. The worst I've ever seen in my life. Philly is a disgrace. It's so dirty and nasty. All people care about is following trends, getting fly, drinking, smoking, popping perks. It's just the worst. Competitive bullshit. Competing for nothing. Like, nobody's the same. Everybody's their own individual. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Like, really fucked up. Real bad. Real bad. All the kids curse. They on them iPads. The iPads is what watch them. And then we got a lot of parents that be leaving their kids in the house by themselves too. That's trifling too.
I say that all the time. I tell her mom one time, she get mom like, yo, your son 2, 3 years old, 6 months, they got an iPad bigger than them. Kid walking around the house all day. Like
they know how to work them.
Yeah, they can't hold the shit. But you in the back room fucking somebody.
That for you. They know how to work it.
All they want to do is get a kid the iPad. You in the back room sucking dick, fucking and all that. the nigga that left his gun out here. Now your son done found the gun and shot himself.
Ain't that's terrible too. That right there, that's bad. That's bad too. And these moms who out here letting these men watch their kids and don't have no background on them. That's another thing that's bad as well.
Cause you know what? I said this too before. I said because a lot of moms think they hip, they think they in the streets. So they be like, tell their kids, don't be a snitch, don't tell, right? I said, you let this man in your house, right? This perverted ass man keep telling you, tell your kids, stop snitching, stop telling, right? So they gonna go ahead and touch your kids, they're gonna touch your daughter, and they gonna tell you, remember what your mom said, don't tell, don't say nothing, right? Remember what your mom said. You feel what I'm saying?
Ain't that terrible?
Yeah.
Snitching is telling the truth. That's how I look at that. I ain't from those streets. Snitching is telling the truth is how I look at it, and I don't care who don't like it. It's telling the truth. The fuck?
That's real shit as a parent. And that's the shit we got to separate. And I tell people like this.
We had a situation with that where the kids was playing near the water, and he came back and told, and the mom screamed, you a snitch. And I'm looking like a snitch. What if them kids fucking drown? You asshole? That's crazy. These mothers is different. They really different.
They put that shit into the kids' mind. I tell them like this. They say, well, Ikey Raw, well, what you consider a snitch? I say, this is a snitch, and this is what you got to understand. If me and Miss Steph, I'm like, hey, Miss Steph, I know, you know what I'm saying, we could go bust these checks and get this money from the bank and put these checks in your name, right? Right? You go ahead and bust the checks and all that, right? Now they catch me. They lock me up. Ikey Raw, look, we got your name on these checks and all that. You was cutting the checks and the stuff. I tell them your name. Yeah, I was snitching on you. You feel what I'm saying? I'm a fucking snitch. I'm a rat. If somebody molested my fucking child and my child say, Mom, Dad, this man touching me, like, but we put that in our kids' mind when they're young. Stop being a tattletale. Stop telling. So you got a man in your house molesting your daughter, molesting your son all this time. But you keep telling them, don't be a tattletale, don't be a snitch when they kids. No, what you tell your kids, now just like you, for instance, your son, he out there in the streets, 18 years old or whatever. If you in the streets doing street shit, you know, you get locked up, don't open your fucking mouth. Because at the end of the day, this is what they're going to do. They're going to come to you now. Oh, your son's snitching. They want to shoot you. They want to kill you, kill him. No, if you man enough to go in the streets and do what you do, own it. I tell people all the time, you know, the other day they heard me saying and somebody was laughing like, yo, that's real shit. I say, because I get messages or DMs or texts or whatever from moms and, you know, baby moms and girlfriend. Oh, my husband said he knew who killed the person you put. What? Where you at? Oh, he's CFCF. Or he upstate on a parole violation. What you mean? No, he's snitching. He's trying to tell on somebody to come home. No. That's crazy. Then they be like, oh, what, you don't want to solve the murder? Listen, I'm not here to solve no fucking murder. I'm here to help the fucking family put the fucking information out. If somebody speak up on it, that's on them. I'm not speaking up on some oh yeah, I know who did it. He did this. That's the fuck on the public. Understand what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker
who put it up, right?
Huh?
You want to know, you got to really know who did it to put it up, right?
Right. That's what I tell people. If I'm posting, they send me shit. Can you post my son? What's your son's name? How the fuck I know what's going on? You understand what I'm saying? Tell me what's happening. What's going on? If you got a picture of the police saying, look, this is the person that killed your son. This is the person that killed your daughter. You post it, I'll post it for you. Yeah, this is the suspect. If it's on video, you can't deny a video. You got a video of somebody killing your son. That's the motherfucker that killed your son. Post the video. Let them know this is the motherfucker that killed my son. You understand what I'm saying?
But you know, another way you gotta look at that. If they killed your son in such a brutal way, what would make you think they won't do you too?
Yeah, and that's the fear of a lot of people. And that's the thing. That's what I was about to get to. That's the fear of a lot of people. Because they say, I don't want to get them. I just went through this the other day with a lady who got the picture of somebody who killed her son. And she, can you post this? I said, look, I don't post the pictures unless you post that shit on your page. If you post it, I'll post it with you. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't tell me you scared, you want justice. You don't want no fucking justice. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you want justice, post that shit. Somebody killed my son, and the police told me, yo, this is the man that killed your son. I'm letting everybody know this is the motherfucker that killed my son. Understand what I'm saying?
I think sometimes in my situation, like, you know, a lot of us don't know what happened to our kids. So we like basically living off the stories that was told. I forgot what I was going to say. I hate that.
Nah, that's cool. Ain't about nothing. But listen, I'm gonna wrap this joint up. I ain't even know it's after 12 in the fucking morning. I ain't even know it's this late. God damn. But listen.
Thank you so much for Ikey. I appreciate that.
Ain't about nothing. Listen, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to go ahead, man. I'm about to go to fucking sleep. I'm tired of shit for real.
Yeah, I'm about to have a cup of wine.
But whatever. She said, you cleaning chicken? You cleaning chicken?
Me?
Yeah. What the fuck you talking about, Davita? What's that?
Oh, the string to my shoe. That's what I was playing with.
Davita shot the fuck out, man. But no, listen. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and all that, man. So, you know, Miss Steph, you got any last words to say to the people, whatever?
Put the guns down and love on your parents. You only get one set of parents. That's it. It's only one go around, y'all. And life is really short, and it's not promised to nobody.
Y'all go. Y'all heard it.
Bye, y'all.